It really has been an exciting last 3 days. Commissioner Larry Scott has really branched us out, taking us to the East Coast, starting with having dinner out there with the ESPN Game Day crew and a lot of the executives for ESPN was very exciting. And then to start the next morning on the radio in New York City, go from there to the stock market, go from there to the New York Times Roundtable, up to Bristol to do the rounds there, and back here last night. It's such an exciting time for us at SC, but for the whole conference. And I think about it this way: people expect USC to start crumbling right now with the sanctions and everything going on. And over the last couple weeks, for all the Trojans to come back, Pat Hayden, J.K. McKay, Kennedy Pola, to come back in these times to help us continue the championship runs, I think speaks volumes of them all leaving very, very good jobs, but also speaks volumes of SC and the SC family. Depth in general is going to be an issue for you. We've kind of lost people all over the place as far as them being spread out. So we have to be, like I talked about, we have to be extremely intelligent and smart how we handle our practicing. And so I'm kind of going back to, and we're fortunate because I think now of our 10 coaches, I think 7 of them have NFL experience. And so we're going to have to kind of be more NFL-oriented by the way that we practice because of our reduced numbers. And unfortunately at SC, we don't have a great walk-on program, because it's so expensive to get into school and so hard to get into school. So we're going to have to tone down our practices a little bit, which is the hardest thing for me to do. Our players, it'll be good for them. The difficult thing was, these sanctions, and I don't know, if this was part of why they did it, because it wasn't in the exact penalties. It just happened to be a bylaw of them. We created free agency in college football, and so we've dealt with, over the last month, however long it's been, free agency that there's no salary cap on. Our players can leave at any time to go anywhere, and they don't have to sit out. There's no penalty with it. So we had to deal with that, and what you saw is a number of guys leave that were not very excited about their playing time. The penalty is supposed to be because of postseason ban, that they don't get to play in a bowl game, so they go somewhere else. But every single kid that left, when I talked to them, they weren't leaving because they were going somewhere to play for a bowl game. They were leaving because they were being told and they thought that they could go somewhere and get more reps. But we've got to make sure in our recruiting process that we're not just signing the top guys, but that the bottom of our class are guys that are really good players. And so if there's any difference when people say, what's the difference now to when you were here before, it would be our depth. And so making sure that the bottom of our classes are extremely strong.
Ever had a fleeting moment of thinking, geez, this was not the right time to come back after all?
Absolutely not. This is the exact job I signed up for, head coach of USC, and so none of that has changed. I didn't come here because of a bowl game. I didn't come here because of the number of scholarships. I came here because it's the best job in America. It's the most historic football program in America, and we get to live right here too.